ahead and start. And our guest is in the house. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is our Human Rights Commission meeting for the City of Palm Springs for Monday, March 14, 2022. First item up on the agenda is roll call. Jay, can you assist us with roll call?
Absolutely. Commissioner
We'll make it
Loyola,
easy.
I'm present.
Commissioner Andrade,
Present.
Commissioner Flood,
Present.
Commissioner Ramaran,
Present.
Chair DeHart,
And present.
and I will call out the names. We're not seeing them on screen. Vice Chair Donna Shepard, David Vignolo has indicated he will not be able to attend. Oliver Cleary, and Kalina Robles has indicated she will not be able to attend. Student Representative Lily Hanner did confirm, so we'll wait and see if she's able to log in and join us.
Yeah, maybe she'll join in. Okay, so we have quorum.
We have quorum.
And again, I appreciate the other commissioners attending tonight. Thank you very much. Next item on is public comment. Jay, do we have anybody who's requested public comment?
I have not received any requests. However, we do have a guest.
Beautiful. And you see Lily's coming on. Mr. Engel, are you on for public comment today?
No, I'm not.
Okay, excellent. Not having public comment, we will move from public comments on the agenda to chair's comments, item 6. And today my thoughts are, and I'm sure the commission shares, with Nikki Randolph's wife and family on her passing, and she served as a commissioner. She was very caring and compassionate member on the commission when she served, and we could always count on Nikki to make sure that other voices that may not have been present at the table were brought into the conversation. So to say that Nikki was a friend to all is probably or is definitely an understatement. She certainly became friends with anybody that came across her path, and her heart was nearly as big as her smile, and she is certainly going to be remembered fondly, and her service with the commission will last on for many years to come. So we will adjourn tonight's meeting in Nikki Randolph's memory. We will move on to item 7, the approval of minutes. So we have minutes for the meeting of February 14, 2022. Do we have any discussion on those minutes? Or if not, can I receive a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
Motion to approve.
Second by
Second.
Commissioner Flood. All in favor of accepting the minutes? Hands up or aye?
Aye.
Hands up across the board, Jay. Thank you all. Items for discussion, item 8. We have no reports to bring forward today. So if any of our liaison groups have feedback that they'd like to share with us, please do. The first one up is the Palm Springs Police Department LGBT Outreach Committee on four. The new chief has just completed outreach conversations across the city in every district, chief and leadership. And I think, kudos to our police department leadership for getting into the community and seeking feedback in that type of form. It certainly allowed the police department to hear a lot of different comments and concerns on what was important or what is important to residents in their particular district in the city. So hats off to the police department and for being able to do that. And they're going to be sharing their findings over the next days, not weeks and months. So that's good. That's something for interesting for us to look forward to. Also, the chief, along with 5 or 6 leadership officers, went door to door, walking in our Gateway neighborhood, Desert Highlands neighborhood, knocked on about 100 doors just this last week, and were able to really reach out and show a presence in the community in a very different way. And this too is part of the chief's neighborhood policing strategy that he wants to introduce, and he is introducing into the city. So we appreciate that leadership and the police department getting on foot, going door to door, and hearing directly from residents the concerns that they have. Other than that, I think those are the big items for the outreach committee, and nothing else along those lines. Master calendar, Commissioner Ramaran, you want to share with us an update on the recent parades?
Sure. Thank you, Chair DeHart. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Yes, I definitely want to recognize last month on February 26th, we were able to march in the Palm Springs Black History Month Parade. And it was the 35th annual City of Palm Springs Black History Month Parade and Town Fair. That included Chair DeHart and Commissioner Flood and myself and community members who actually helped with holding the banner and parading. So thank you so much to the commission. We also have forthcoming in this month of March. We did have our first Equity and Social Justice Committee meeting that happened on Wednesday, March 2nd. Vice Chair Shepard and I were able to attend, as well as get introductions to the committee members, including city staff and consultants from Conscious Builders, including Gamal Palmer, Seth Stewart, and Karen Byer. So it was a great introduction meeting. We're setting up the next one for next month in April. It hasn't been set yet. Tomorrow, Tuesday, March 15th, the second of the Homeless Navigation Center community meetings at Desert Highland Unity Center will be held from 6 to 7:30. Something to definitely, follow, since it's getting a lot of attention, both in regards to neighborhood, the Desert Highland Gateway Estates, and its response to the Navigation Center. And also tomorrow, the Desert Water Agency is also going to be introducing the new district. So it's the next and last public hearing, which is scheduled. I think it's the last one, but it's the next one, which will be at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Online, you could go online to dwa.org for more information and look under the divisions, which will look at the sort of way that the draft maps and everything. Also coming up and later this month, the 13th annual 1PS picnic and expo. And again, I know that the other commissioners have this area in terms of 1PS, but I just wanted to include it in this calendar update. So on March 19th from 11 to 2 p.m. there will be the 1PS picnic and expo at Ruth Hardy Park. which is 700 Tamarisk Road. I believe we, as a commission, can attend or be part of the. I haven't really fielded our group yet about that, but if we want to, and I believe we will, that's part. It's part of our calendar if we want to be tabling, for instance, and have presence, just as we will for later in this month on Sunday, March 27th. We also have the Trans Pride, which will be the first one in Palm Springs, which will be held during LGBTQ plus Health Awareness Month at Francis Stevens Park, and this will be on Sunday, March 27th. We do have a table already set as the Human Rights Commission to present ourselves and to present our services to the city, to people who come to the whole festival or gathering. And that would be if and I know I have maybe one or two volunteers for that, and again I want to have that open for all of us, everyone here, to be available. Thankfully, that if you want to be part of it, our organization will participate on March 27th, and the hours are from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Setup time is from 9 to 10 a.m. So we could set up a schedule for that, and I'll definitely help handle that. I do have the banner still as well. So those are my updates, Chair. Thank you.
So do we have enough coverage for the picnic? You have people signed up to help?
I haven't had a sign up yet, so that's why I was bringing it up here. That was okay, Chair.
Okay.
I'm available.
So the hours are,
Have the 1 PS is from 11 a.m. to 2
11
p.m.
to 2.
11 to 2.
11 to 2. Okay, are there any commissioners who can volunteer a portion of that time to help with Commissioner Ramron?
This Saturday, the 19th, right?
Yes.
I think I can. I just can't say the hours right now, but I can be there sometime during that.
Yeah, I'll help.
Period.
Okay, so we've got Commissioner Flood and Commissioner Andrade who can help. And in the past, we've had a box that had different brochures and items in that box, and we're able to put those items on the table and just pass out. So just being there and having a presence, I think is important for the HRC from an awareness standpoint. So Commissioner Ramron, if you would like to coordinate directly with Commissioner Flood and Commissioner Andrade, we appreciate the three of you, taking on that program.
So have we already asked for a table and have been assigned a spot? Do you know?
I don't have an assignment yet, so in terms of spot, so I could follow up.
So Commissioner Ramron, if you could follow up with Jay tomorrow, because I'm not sure if we've got a spot saved, but maybe Jay, are you aware of anything?
No, I'm not, but we'd have to reach out to Denise Goolsby
Okay,
to find out what she can swing. So it sounds like we have a team.
yeah. Is it okay for Commissioner Ramron just to touch base with Denise?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so if you can just touch base with Denise tomorrow, then we'll be good to go. I'm sorry?
We also had a table cover that was, part of, we have a banner and then we have a table cover because they give you I think it's an 8-foot table and then you put your own cover on it. I don't know if that is still at City Hall, the table cover, Jay, because I think Dale had it for the longest time, but I didn't get it when I got the banner and when I passed the banner on. So I don't know where it might be.
I'll check his office.
Okay. Thank
I'm-
you.
Box of items that had the little brochures that we had, and some of the things may have been
Yeah.
dated, but there was still good information on them. But I think it was in that box, Jay.
Mhm.
Okay, so the transgender wellness fair, how are, you need the hours on that, and do we have support to assist there?
I had one hand up come up, and I think I might have another email from another commissioner, but I think
Okay.
Lily has also volunteered for that day. We could look at it. It's actually it looks like a long period of time, but we could figure out something that works, that makes sense for us in our representation that day. I'm sure the earlier hours makes more sense.
What day is that again?
It's the 27th
The
of March.
27th. Okay. I was gonna say, because if it's this weekend, I am going to be out of town. But if it's the 27th, I can see what I can do.
Thank you, Lily.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. So you feel you're good with that, Commissioner?
I think so.
Frohnlein?
Do we have any other takers for the 27th at Trans Pride? I think I might have had another commissioner who emailed me, so I'll follow up with them.
And maybe when we see the time commitment and that kind of thing, it'll make it a little easier. I do have things in the afternoon, but I might be able to do the morning. So once we get a idea of what time, we can, make a commitment.
Yeah, right now the setup begins at 9 o'clock, so it would
Okay.
be as early as
Okay.
I'm looking at it like an early, late,
Okay.
late.
Yeah, I think I can. I don't know. Is it a parade or are we,
It's just an
what are we
expo.
doing?
We're just tabling.
Tabling. Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah, it's a community fair in Francis Stevens Park. And I just saw the flyer, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. are the public hours.
Okay.
So it's a resource fair up in the Francis Stevens.
Okay.
Now there's the Coachella Trans Visibility Day is March 25th. And that is in conjunction with the LGBT Community Center and the Trans Community Project for East Valley. I don't believe they're tabling, but just from an awareness standpoint, so the East Valley community knows that there is an event on March 25th at the LGBT Community Center in Coachella on the 25th from 4 to 8 p.m. Okay, excellent. What do we have next? Organized neighborhoods. Mr. Vignola is not with us, so we can.
Mr. Chair, you froze for a brief moment right
Oh.
after saying Vignolo.
Oh, got it. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm going to shut my video off. I've got some internet challenges. Any updates from the Desert Highlands Gateway Association, Commissioner Flood and Commissioner Andrade?
I have nothing to report other than it's already been mentioned about the homeless center and I guess the situation there, some uneasiness about having that location set. So I think there's a meeting tomorrow evening, I believe. Other than that,
Okay.
I have nothing else.
All right.
And I, like everyone else, have been following what's going on with Desert Highlands. And I was wondering if we had a role in assisting in any way. I want to wait till their meeting that you just mentioned, Glenn, is over, and maybe we could reach out to Mayor Pro Tem Garner and see if she sees a role for the Human Rights Commission. I don't know, but we'll see what comes of that meeting first.
Okay, that sounds good. Other
Commissioner,
updates?
On that topic, I believe the consultants will be reaching out to the Human Rights Commission to get your input on the navigation center. So, but as I say it, I'm thinking we may have to post a notice to have you meet with them. So I'll have to work with them on the date and time, and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
All right, that sounds good. Perhaps if it is a noticed meeting, we can have that conversation on our agenda for the next meeting, if timing allows, Jay, or
Okay,
then we have a scheduled meeting, so
right.
that could be part of that meeting. Okay, no other updates from any of our standing committees or student youth outreach. Lily, you're good?
I don't have any, like, we haven't talked about or gotten any news, but when it comes to an educational standpoint, the mask mandate in at least my high school has been lifted as of today. So that's cool. So now masks are no longer mandatory to be worn by students or teachers while in the classroom. So, I don't know. It's not really anything that has to do with our standing committee. It's just news when it comes to an educational standpoint.
No, excellent. And I just will throw it out there. If you could keep it on your radar to get the word out as best you can, that there is another position for a student rep to serve with the commission. So if you know of somebody, or you think somebody would be a good representative, it's a self-nominating process, so they can go to our website and submit their name. So if you
All right.
just
I
keep
have a
that,
few people in mind.
yeah, keep that on the back of your mind. And if you see any other students, don't hesitate, throw it out there to them.
Alrighty. I will
Excellent.
definitely
Thank you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Appreciate that.
Chair DeHart, I don't have the agenda in front of me, and I don't want to miss an opportunity to give a little update on the mediation. Am I passing it by?
Nope, we're
I'll wait there.
no, you can go forward right now if you'd like.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to report that I did connect with Mary Colbert, the resource that you provided, Chair. And as her resume states, she's got an impressive background in the community mediation programs and a good knowledge of things like funding and resources available to create an alternative dispute settlement service in Palm Springs. Now, assuming that the people like Commissioner Flood and Commissioner Ramaran and myself are still wanting to go forward, she says in order to be a recognized dispute resolution program for a city, that you have to come under an arm of the government. In most cases, it's the city attorney's office that supervises, or at least is the umbrella for this type of a service. So I'm willing to set up a meeting with Jeff Ballinger to discuss his thoughts and opinions and his understanding of what council's direction is going to be, and or their desire, if that's what you lead me to do, or you suggest that I do, because I think she made it really clear that in order for us to have a viable service, we do need to be official by coming out under an arm of government, not just a committee or a commission.
Right. Well, it isn't. We are by city ordinance, the mediation arm for the city of Palm Springs. So that is in the city ordinance that states what the commission is all about. Jay, what do you think the best conversation would be? Commissioner Andrade having that conversation with the city attorney, or?
Or you could, Jay. I mean, you could approach him, I guess, initially.
Well, I think there's a question as to should it be under the city attorney, appreciating Mary's input. But as the chair pointed out, it is listed under the responsibilities for the Human Rights Commission. So I think I can definitely touch base with Jeff Ballinger in that regard. And then after getting an answer or confirmation, then we could set up having Commissioner Andrade perhaps getting her questions answered from the city attorney. Now, the city attorney is involved anyway, so it's not a bad connection, because I think everything we do, we'd have to make sure we're not putting the city or the commission in any kind of a liable situation. So it would be good guidance to touch base with the city attorney.
Mr. Chair, could I comment on the mediation?
Sure.
The Community Action Partnership of Riverside County, that's the group that sponsored our training, three of us who went to it. They've been keeping me in touch, sending emails, and I attended the first roundtable of 2022 on Thursday, February 24th. And it had a just sort of recap of what some of the experts who already have mediation credentials, there was an hour-long sort of a question and answer. I found it beneficial. Then the next thing was today at noon, I did my first observation of a mediation case. And I thought that went quite well with a person who has been highly recommended, and she has done this before and works with the county. So they're keeping me in touch. So I'm trying to fit it through my schedule to get this, and hopefully it leads on. When we took the training, we completed the classroom, and you have to also have so many observations, and these are all Zoom observations at the moment. So I don't recall how many you have to attend, but there's a certain number, and you go through other meetings, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm trying to keep my fingers in it a little bit. I know it was over now because of the pandemic. We got to sit back. I mean, the courts were closed. But anyway, I just want to let you know, and maybe the other commissioners who are involved might want to touch base with them also. If I get another email, if you're not getting them, I will send them on if that's okay. That's all I have on that.
Yes, please do forward them.
Say again?
I said, please do forward them. I haven't received anything.
Oh, okay. All right. Because they sent out one said, and I was assuming it went to all of us, they said, who's interested in taking observation Zoom
Yeah,
meetings?
it was sent from Olga, correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, excellent. I think those are good updates, and the fact that we've got 3 commissioners that have attended the training, I think it says a lot. And we certainly can play a role in the very near future if a request comes forward. The commission can now say we can assist, and in light of an understanding that the city is looking at how the commissions are going to be structured, and their guidance in the future, and that is going to come to us. But until then, if there is a need, I think we all should be proud of the fact that the need if there's a request that comes forward. So thanks again for everyone getting the certification and getting the commission back into a position where we can serve the community if we're asked. Okay, well, that brings us to commission staff and student comments, item 8B, and we can combine that with item C, topical newsworthy items, if you have any. Do we have any comments or newsworthy items that would like to share?
Mr. Chair, in her message to me that she wouldn't be able to attend, Commissioner Robles did indicate that the Boys and Girls Club has a desire to partner with the Human Rights Commission on some type of an education program. So perhaps discussing that at an upcoming meeting would be appropriate.
Excellent, I love that. Commissioner Ramaran, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for that as well, Jane and Chair DeHart. As we know, March is is National is Women's History Month. So 2022's, I'm going to just read this actually from the website really quick, just so we get a little bit of background as well. The theme this year for Women's History Month is providing healing and promoting hope. It's both a tribute to the ceaseless work of caregivers and frontline workers during the ongoing pandemic, and also recognition of the thousands of ways that women of all cultures have provided both healing and hope throughout history. So I definitely encourage everyone to look at this year's National Women's History Month theme. And one thing that we can do, and to be more proactive for next year, is if there is a way that we can have a proclamation, I think that would be very good. Again, this is where we have to be proactive about it well in advance of the theme month. And the other thing too is, just because it is very topical and it's come up here, is that I've had people come to me about the navigation center, and when I say people, I talk about people who do live in the neighborhood that is immediately affected. And I know, and I appreciate Commissioner Andrade mentioning that Mayor Pro Tem Garner has been very, very active in making sure that community is not only informed about it, but also that there is an engagement on a very, very empathetic level, sympathetic and empathetic level. And I'm trying to really see if this, I think we did mention it, that this may be something we can agendize, but again, like, this is something that is being rolled out by the city, and it's not necessarily, we are the city too as a commission, that we don't have I think we could still listen to community, and I think that's what's happening tomorrow, for instance. And I think that's a really good reminder that, one, these meetings are happening, but we also need to be very, very attentive to the sort of what's happening. You see the media sort of picking it up, and it becomes this really much like the city versus the homeless, or a neighborhood against the homeless. We have to really look at how the sort of communities that are very, very much immediately and urgently affected get their voices heard. So I'm trying to really figure out how this is actually sort of the natural sort of commission that would address this. We could talk about people coming to us for mediation issues, but can we proactively say, hey, this looks like a real issue, even though it's within city, within the conversation of the city itself. And I'm trying to figure out how that works. Are we, people have approached me as a commissioner to, do we have, these are decisions that have been made already, and how can we at least enable some conversation that's proactive and caring. So those are my comments. I know we don't have to, this is not a place for discussion, but I don't know if that's something that I just wanted to include that in my comments as a commissioner today. I want you to know that I really, really am trying to figure this out also.
All right, thank you. Any other commissioner comments? Oh, Lily, Student Representative Hanner, I saw your hand up. Do you still have a comment?
Yeah, it's along the same topic, just not necessarily as of where the placement of the navigation center is, just kind of how I feel like the homeless issue is getting to be a lot more prevalent. And I think that just might be because I'm getting older, so things that aren't so pretty are starting to be a lot more out in the open for me. But for me, for those of you who don't know, which I don't think it's not common knowledge, but Palm Springs High School is right next to Sunrise Park and the Palm Springs Library and the Pavilion Center and the Boys and Girls Club. And every day I go to the park with a few friends after school, and I'll just kind of be sitting there. And for a little while, it felt that there was a lot of it was really quiet. But recently, the homeless population has been kind of coming back to the park, which I know originally they had gotten rid of, not gotten rid of, but moved the homeless population out of the park purely for the comfort of letting, kids be at a park and not be concerned. But it feels that I guess preventative measure hasn't really happened very well. And a friend of mine was saying that they were really that they're kind of shocked because behind the Pavilion Center, between their aquatic center, in front of their pool, but behind the actual center of the building, there's little corners, and there's just homeless people in those corners, just back to back up against the wall, where on the other side of that wall is an after school program. And then in the pool are, I think my high school swim team practices there. And then there's also swim lessons for kids. And I just remember one of my friends being like, wow, they're real close for that. Like they just don't care. Like nobody cares, which I feel like right now, I feel like it's been a lot more of an issue, I guess, at the park at least. And I know it's not really, I guess I don't know if we really as a commission cover that sort of issue, but it's just something that I've noticed like recently that it's kind of become more prevalent where there's more homeless people in the park than there used to be. And I don't know, it's a little worrying. And I wish not it's not necessarily that I'm upset that they exist. I just wish that there was somewhere for them to go other than just out in the streets. And I know the navigation center, wherever it does get placed, it's definitely very it's necessary for those people to find somewhere to be and to hopefully rebuild their lives if they can. But that was just my comment on that situation. I have no other points to bring up.
Thank you. That takes us, are we done with comments and newsworthy items? If we are, that gets us up to item 9 on the agenda and setting agenda items for the next meeting. And I think we had one earlier, Jay, and that was
Collaboration with Boys and Girls Club on educational program.
that was one. And then earlier it was meeting with,
Yes, that's a,
City attorney.
no,
for in terms of a posted meeting,
Yeah.
stakeholder feedback.
Yes.
Which will be like
Yes.
interviews, yeah.
yes, that's it. So we have those 2 items. Any other items that would like to mention today for consideration on next month's agenda? Okay, I don't see any. And if there are no other announcements, we have a lot of opportunity for announcements in this meeting, don't we? Do we have any other announcements for today? Item 10 on the agenda. And I will use this opportunity to close with, we received, I personally received, and into the city, we received some very nice thank yous and complimentary comments from participants in the awards program last month. People were very appreciative to be part of the recognition and the ceremony, even through Zoom. They felt a number of comments came back. They felt it was a very dignified meeting, a way to recognize folks, and all of the honorees, shared, really positive comments, and they felt it was worthwhile. So I appreciate all the commissioners who participated in introductions and preparing for the award ceremony. And it's always nice to get that kind of feedback from the community, and I wanted to share that with you all today. This gets us to item 11 on our agenda, and that is always everybody's favorite item, the adjournment. So today the commission will adjourn in memory of Nikki Randolph, and we will adjourn to a regular meeting Monday, April 11th, 2022. Thank you all. Have a good night.